All right, so welcome back. We are on week number 3. Week 3, we are doing the project, the Sundials and Cobblestones. I had somebody ask me the other day, are there actually sundials in there? Well, a quilter's interpretation of a sundial. But anyway, so we're going to have fun, and we have you guys have done an amazing job of putting these together so far. I can't wait to see how it's going. I think I've gotten a few posts, but not many. So you guys, as you finish up your sections, your pieces, send them to me so I can put them up onto the page so other people can see your progress. And some of you have different colors, and I would love to be able to put those up there so everybody can see what colors you've chosen to go with your blocks as well. All right, so let me just shoot it down here to the tabletop. Hopefully it's going to work. There we go. So here's what we've gotten finished so far. So today what we're going to work on is we're going to put together our 10 blocks. And we could just do a couple and be done, or we may go ahead and do all 10. But I want to make sure that you have a very good understanding of what we're doing. So I'm going to make sure that we have a clear understanding. So basically how this is going to work is for each block you're going to need 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and 1 of these. Now, we're going to do one by itself so we see how we construct this, okay? And it is important that we construct it in the right direction, because when it goes into the quilt, you want to make sure that all the blocks are going, all the pieces are going in the right direction. So the first thing we're going to do, oh, and if I didn't mention it, last week when I sent out the emails, I did not send cutting instructions because there were none, and I forgot to mention that in the email that there were no cutting instructions. Okay, so just know that you didn't do anything wrong, and I apologize for not mentioning that was supposed to be in there. All right, so for the first one, we want to do, let's do this one first. I'll move this out of the way. So grab the one that has the B, C, and D fabric in it. So we have the B, C, and D fabric, okay? B, C, and D. We're going to grab that one, and then we're going to put it together with this one. Now, if you notice the seams right here, I'm going to get a little bit closer. These seams, well, this one isn't. Yeah, this one isn't. Let me find one that is. Okay. Okay, because I actually ironed a couple of them with the seams going the other way, and then I realized it didn't really matter. It's not laying it out correct. Yeah, Sheila called me. She was so upset. She had accidentally put them together kind of in the wrong order, and she just was so upset. So she's saying, make sure you listen and we put these together right. All right, so we got B, C, and D. And we're going to take one of these. This is a C and an A. Okay, and we're going to put them together. Now, if you look, the seams right here are going in the same direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. Okay, now watch one more time. We got the A at the top, and this is a D. We're going to put the A against the D. We're going to flip it over. And for this, we're just going to take it, and we're going to push that seam over. But we're going to leave it on this side because it's actually going to line up with the next one. So yes, at some point you're going to wind up ironing it down just like this. Okay? Let me grab my pins. So we're going to make sure that as we have both of these held in place, we're going to make sure that little piece nests right up to it. And again, I pinned the one on the back because I want to make sure I catch this one right here with the needle and stitch across, and hopefully it will hold it right where it's at. And then I'm going to pin that little section down. And you don't have to, because once you put it underneath the foot, it's going to hold down. And then before I'm finished, I'm going to make sure that that lines up. Okay? All right, so let's go on over here. To the sewing machine. This is my PQ, Brother PQ 1500. I'm working on a project right now using my my luminaire, and I have the speed of the stitching slowed way down, and I'm so glad I do, because I would wind up making so many mistakes on that particular pattern because of speed, and it has to be slowed down, because the length of the stitching is only about 3-4 inches, if that long. It may only be a couple inches, so I need to go slow. So I'm grateful for the ability to slow it down with the machine, setting a particular speed amount on the machine itself, and not just relying on my foot to stop it, because knowing me, I'd mess that up too. Okay, so let's come over here. I got my handy dandy mini Oliso iron. Let's try not to burn myself. Got my handy dandy Oliso iron. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then we're still going to follow it by ironing it to the dark side. Okay, so this is the dark side. We're going to iron it to the dark side. Use your handy tool to get it nice and flat. And then we're going to iron that piece right there, just like that. Okay. Oop, I got that one in the way. Get that one in the way. All right. So now if you're looking at it, it should look like this. All right, I'm going to back it up just a little bit, because I'm a little bit close. And again, here's my wonderful Craig tool, the tool that Craig made for me. All right, now, the very next piece we're going to use is the one that looks like this. That has the A, B, and D. A, B, and D. Okay? This is the very next piece. And it's going to go right there. And if you look, now the seam is in the right place. So you'll be able to nest this without turning any of the seams. So on the first seam, you're going to have to turn it. On the second one, you won't need to. Okay? Any questions so far? Everybody doing okay? If I'm going too fast, you let me know. Okay, we're going to flip this over. Grab me a couple of pins. And then we're going to pin that together right there. Just so it doesn't move on me. Okay. Get my ironing board out of the way. And I don't think I have any of those little ironing boards left, but you might be able to find them in Amazon. I'll look on my Amazon site and see if I can load it in my Amazon store. I'm still working on that, but I will try. Otherwise, you should be able to look them up on Amazon. Okay. Now let's go back over here. And we're going to stitch that little section together. I don't know about everybody else, but I always like to put one block together just to see what mistakes I'm probably going to make and what I need to do to make it good, to make it right. And sometimes I wind up having to pull my first block apart, which actually I will have to. Not this one, but the one I made earlier. There we go. Okay. So if you look, you should have your that is your A fabric. Have your A fabric up. So flip this down, have your A fabric up, and flip this over. And this will put your seam in just the right place. We're going to give it a little bit of rub, get that extra little bit of thread out of the way, and give it a little bit of an iron. All right, so you have your first half done. Now all of these seams should line up so you can nest your next piece, which is going to be this piece right here. We're going to nest this piece, and you're going to need more than 2 pins. All right, let's get a little bit closer, and I'll see if I can keep it close. All right, so, and here's how the nesting goes. Oh, not very clear. Oh, I wouldn't give her some better cameras. They're just so expensive. But like they say, you get what you pay for, and I did not pay much for that camera. Well, I say I didn't pay much for it. I did. It was over $100. But the really good ones are a lot more than that. I'm going to pin that one. Can everybody see okay? I mean, see as much as possible. I don't quite have it there yet. I need to pull it up a little bit further. There we go, just like that. And then one more time. Oh. I pin. When it comes to this, I pin. Because I want it to stay together in those perfect points. The problem with not pinning, is you might wind up letting it move so that it doesn't make those perfect points. Do we pin to the top or the bottom? Okay, yes, pin to the top. So this is the very bottom right here. Can you see me? Hang on, let me back up a little bit. Okay, so this is the very bottom of the block. Here is a C, a B, a C, a B, and an A. That's what your bottom should look like. This is the bottom of the block. Okay? So this is your D fabric right here. If this helps you, you're going to be pinning to this top part where the D is at. This is your D fabric. If you're following the dark to light, D is your lighter one. If you've got another color there, then I don't know what to tell you because I don't have, I don't know which direction your colors are going. So we're pinning to the D side, the side that has the light colors. Okay, so consider this your center of your fabric. Okay, this part is going to be the center, and this is the outside. Does that make sense? Miss Laura says she's got it. Okay, Miss Sally says she's good. All right, now let's go take this over, and we are going to stitch it together. And remember, pay attention to that 1/4 inch seam. You really need a good 1/4 inch seam. Recheck your needle every single time before you start, so that you make sure that it hasn't adjusted or moved on you. Mine is kind of set. There's no way for me to adjust it. It doesn't have a side, justify. Just want to make sure my fabric's in the right place. Sorry, I was looking at the camera and trying to sew at the same time. That doesn't always go well. And then I'm going to give just a little bit of a tug there. Okay. And snip. All right. Looks great. Okay, so we're going to come on over here. Get my camera back up and running. Get this out of the way for a second. Move that. All right. So on this one, at this point it doesn't really matter which direction you're going to iron it to. Grab my 8x10, my 8x8. No, that's not an 8x8. This is bigger. It's like 12x12. Okay. Grab my little piece of thread. I would be using a different machine here. Maybe I should wait until I go back to put the box together. It's not a bad idea. They usually say to make sure to try to stick to the same machine throughout a whole project. I'm really bad at that. I don't usually pay attention. What I do pay attention to is to try to make sure that my 1/4 of an inch is always a 1/4 of an inch. But I know that it is usually recommended that you keep using the same machine. I'm just terrible at listening to things like that. Oh, y'all, I'm a mess. Okay. So for the last part of this block, here's what we're going to do. This piece is going to go up here. It's going to be directly across from, I don't know if you can see me. Oh, here. Let's see if I can go out anymore. No, we're out as far as it'll go. All right. Yeah, there we go. Hang on. Just taking a look, waiting for it to settle in. Okay. So we're going to take that piece and that piece. And then this piece. So these are the next 3 pieces that we're going to put together. Now if you look at it, it's exactly the same as the one on the bottom. So as long as you're putting them together in the right order, they should always be the same. Okay? Is that making sense yet? And this should be 12.5 inches wide. So let me just grab a ruler and embarrass myself. Where did I put my ruler? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, Lord, I just had it. That is just at 12.5 inches. So when you finish up, you definitely want this block to be 12.5 by 12.5. Okay. All right. So we're going to do the same thing we just did over on this side. But we're going to start with this one right here. And I'm going to turn it this way. So basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the block that has the B, C, and D. That's the lightest fabric, if that's the way you did it. Okay? And then we're going to have it so that the... Phew, that was almost a whoopsie there. All right, so then we're going to do it so that we have A and C in the center, and A is next to D. Okay? We're going to flip this over, and then we're going to take one piece and flip it this way so that we can nest. Okay, let me grab a couple pins. Pin that down. And pin that down. All right, so look at it one more time. So you have this is your B, C, D fabric. Next to your D fabric, you're going to take the two patch, and you're going to put the A fabric right next to the D, and then you should have C next to B. Okay, and then we're going to take it over here and stitch it. Now stick with me because in just a minute we're going to basically chain piece all the pieces together. This is just the first one, and we're putting the first block together. Together. We're doing it together. Okay, so here we have our piece. We just stitched it together down the side. We've got that piece right there, just like that, and that's okay. Leave it like it is, because we're going to iron it down, and it's going to create a little lump, but it won't be that bad. Probably the only other way we could fix this is if we ironed it open, but I really want the nesting part. It really helps with nesting. Okay, and we're going to use our little see-me thing, our wooden iron, and then give it a little bit of a press. Excellent. All right, looking good, y'all. All right, so then we're going to follow along and do the same thing again. We're going to put the D fabric next to the A fabric. D fabric next to the A fabric. So if you're looking at it, the block has these 4 in the corner, just like this. Okay? And then we're going to nest these fabrics. And what I do is I just pull it across until I feel it pop into place, and then push it back just a little bit to make sure it didn't move on me. And pin it in place. And there we go. All right, let's get over here and get this thing sewn. We've got 12 today. Did anybody get their notifications? I tried to send out a notification to everybody to let them know that we were on today, which of course you know we are, but I'm just trying to figure it out, how to get notifications out to everybody. Okay, got that. Did anybody see their notification? All right, let's go back to the tabletop. All right, and so here we are taking it off of there. Now this is the 4 patch. We're going to flip this over. So that the A is up. Laura says yes, Sally said no. Miss Christina said she got hers. Excellent. Oh, that is so good. It worked. It worked. So I was looking at some of the settings on there, and it said that I have no subscribers on Facebook. I'm like, well, yeah, I thought I had quite a, not a lot, but a few. And then I realized that subscribers are actually people who pay money, and that there's other content that they can access, and we don't have that yet. Sorry, guys. I might get to that eventually, but not right now. Not right now. Okay, so one more time. This is what it looked like when we took it off. That's that 4 patch, and that's the D. And we're going to flip it over so that the A and C is right here, and we're going to flip it this way. Use your wood iron or something else. Some people just have the pointy tools that do that too. And then just give it a good press. Miss Claudine said she didn't have anything turned on. Don't feel bad. A lot of people have it on their phones to alert them if they have a notification. And I honestly do not have that turned on for Facebook. I probably should, but I don't. Okay. Now that we have it like this, you see you got your 4 in the corner here, and then 2 out here in this corner, and 2 out here in this corner. We're going to flip this way, and we're going to pin them together. Nest and pin, nest and pin. And this one is going in the wrong direction. So we're going to flip it around. And that's going to happen because of, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but a lot of times it doesn't always match up, especially when you have a lot of seams. It is pretty, isn't it? I really enjoyed putting this together for you guys. If you could only see all of the different designs this went through before it became this. The design program that I use as I'm completing it, completing one design at a time, it will save that design, and then I might go in and change some colors or change some blocks, and then it'll save that design. So when I go back and look, sometimes I have to go through 7 to 10 different variations of the same quilt before I get to the one that I finished. And this is one of those. I did a lot of different adjustments to this quilt before I was happy with what I had. All right, so now we have all that pinned down, all that nested. And I'm just gonna, just for giggles, put that pin in there. And then we're gonna move it over to the sewing machine. And we're gonna stitch that bad boy. All right. Uh-oh, mine unthreaded. That happens. It happens. And it's times like these that I do miss my luminaire, because my luminaire does such a wonderful job with rethreading my machine. I guess I'm spoiled because this one isn't that bad now that I've gotten the hang of it. There for a long time I just struggled with using the needle threader. And fortunately it doesn't break, knock on wood. I'm actually not superstitious, but in this case I don't want to jinx it either. That's another superstitious thing. All right, down to the last little strip. There we go. All right, so when we are done, let me get back over here. And I don't see my box of tissue. Ah, there we go. Okay, so when we're done putting this block all together, your block should look like this. You're probably gonna have a few pieces of thread poking out there. Not to worry, you can get them later. All right, and this is your finished block. Ta-da! Now, let me show you the easiest way to get this done quickly and efficiently. We're going to leave this here for right now. So we're going to take all of these and all of these. The easiest way to do this is to turn these blocks so that they are in the direction that you're going to be sewing. And then you're going to pin them all together. Now remember, you should have 20 of these and 20 of these, okay? And we're going to go ahead and start sewing them all together. Turn them this way. There you go. Okay, remember, D and A fabric. A fabric and D fabric go together. Start with the block, the 4 patch that has the B, C, D patches in them. What do you mean you goofed up somewhere? What happened? What happened? It's not hard to do. Okay, all right, you guys, I gotta confess. I have to rip it out. I did one before we started, just because I was putting them together, and I goofed. Can anybody see my goof? I actually have to rip this apart. Miss Sheila will find this funny. Anybody see my oopsies? Colors in the wrong place, not symmetrical. Yeah, I did that too. Yep. All right, as you can see, right here in the bottom corners, all four corners are the A fabric. Two of these corners are supposed to be B fabrics. I used the wrong 4 patches. So this 4 patch is supposed to be a C fabric. So this is supposed to be C here and C there, and I don't. I have the A's. So I used 4 of the A 4 patches instead of 2 A. All right, so we got to take that one out and that one out, and then I got to fix it later, which means I'm gonna have come up too shy on those. So I'm actually going to take 2 of these out because I don't want to use those like that. Okay. All right, let's get back to where we were. So we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over here. We're putting the A to the D and we're going to pin it. And you remember we're going to have to flip this over. Now, if you think you've got this and you don't want to go through this part, go right ahead. You're welcome to go ahead and leave and get started on it on your own. This is just if you want to hang around and watch us work on mass sewing these. This by chain piecing them. And for any of you, hopefully, who are not familiar with it, chain piecing is one of my favorite piecings because you just take them all and you do them all at one time. And it sure does take a lot of the work out of it for you. All right, so I know this little piece has to go down. There's 2 in there. That done. Let's bring up the camera here. And here's our cutty thingy. Oh yeah, I hope that wasn't a big downer or anything. I don't mean to do that. Just sometimes I like to share um, just kind of some inner thoughts. And since you 12 uh, are pretty much always there for me, I wanted to make sure that you know, you understood how I feel and how I feel about you guys. You mean a lot to me. You stuck by me through some pretty interesting things going on. All right, so we're going to flip this over. And again, we're flipping it over because we're going to iron towards the dark, which is going to be fabric A. And if you look, your point should be very, very pretty. Again, this is the 4-patch that has the B, C, and D, with the B's being across from each other, and your C and your D. And you matched up your A and your C to that side. So it should look like this. Okay? When you get a minute to like, subscribe, follow, thumbs up, hearts, whatever you're going to do, whatever you like to do. Facebook absolutely loves it, and so do I. The algorithm loves it, and I love it because they'll get my content out there a little bit better. So glad that my colors match yours. Oh yeah, that's true, Miss Christina. Your colors do match mine. I almost forgot about that. I'm so visual. It does help. Aw, I'm sorry, Miss Sheila. How did I miss some of these comments? Let me see. Okay, all right. So Miss Christina says she's glad that my colors match mine. It's easier. So Miss Christina bought the kit that matches this. This is the B kit, and she got the same one. So for her, it's a little bit easier because all of her colors match that. Some of you are using the A kit. Some are using B kit. Some C. I think I even sold a D. So your colors might vary slightly, but if you just remember which one's your A, B, C, and D, you should be able to do it. I can't see comments either. Miss Jerry, sometimes if you swipe to the left or the right, I don't remember which way it is. Let me see. Yeah, okay. If you accidentally swipe to the right on the comments, they disappear, but if you go and swipe left, where the comments should be, swipe it left, it should bring those comments back in. Unless you have your phone turned so that the picture fills the page, then I don't think that works that way. I think all the comments go away because it's filling up the screen. Okay, so once we get to this section, now you're going to lay out that stack of the A, B, and D fabric, the 4-patch. You're going to lay it out just like this, and it's going to match up with this one just like this, okay? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this D to this A, okay? This D to this A, and we're going to pin. And your seams might match up, and they may not. So just if you have to turn that seam in the back to get them to nest, then go ahead and turn the seam. Okay. And ready to go. And they should all be D pinned to A. D pinned to A. All right, let's turn that off, get to the sewing machine. He's in the bedroom, I bet, watching TV. And let's get to some. You don't need to. Come on, I know I got a lot of teachers out there right now. A lot of teach. Why did they start the time change back in the day? How far back does this go anyways? Doing the daylight savings time. Extra hour of daylight. Had to do with harvest. Okay, that's kind of what I had heard. During World War II, so farmers had more time in the field, I think. That's kind of along the same lines of what I thought I had heard. Here, let me grab this real quick. So I got 2 done, I got 2. Okay, yeah, that should be right. Yeah, 16, I should have 16. Okay, sorry, talking to myself. Now I'm talking to myself. Okay, so I've got all my pieces, and when we finish them, we generally finish them up right side up like this. But because of the way we want to iron them down, we're going to flip them over so that the A fabric is up. There's your A fabric. And we're going to start ironing them. And I'm going to do the same, the last one I just did, I'm going to do them just like that. I'm going to iron them just like this. here. My fingers. I've been playing on my new computer and my poor fingers and my butt. Good Lord. Sheila gave me a chair to try, and I thought, oh, this is going to be great. And guess what, Miss Sheila? My butt hurt when I got up. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. All right, I need a water break. Hydration. No one goes on until 7 tonight? Oh, okay. All right. Now that I didn't know. I will check next time. And I will put it out there. That way, if they want to get on and chit-chat, they can get on and chit-chat with us. Right, guys? All right. So this is where you are currently at in this mess. Okay. So you should have, I believe there should be 8 left over. Oh, Charlotte's traveling? Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yep, that's how many I should have left because I did 2 blocks. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say 7 because I think because of the 2 I messed up that it's not going to be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, nope, I can do 8. Okay. Let's move that over here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so you should have, well, you guys will have 9. I have 8 because I've already done 2 blocks. So you should have 8 of this one and 8 of this one. And they are currently in the position that they're going to be sewn together. So you have the D fabric, the A fabric, and the D fabric that's going to be sitting next to an A fabric, a C fabric, and an A fabric. Okay? Everybody following me? All right, so Donna's going to be on at 7 tonight. For everybody who is listening and knows about Sun and Moon Jewelry Marketplace, she has some pretty amazing things going on tonight. So at 7 o'clock, go into Sun and Moon Jewelry Market and watch her on her live. She has some gorgeous pieces. I love her stuff. So, Miss Donna, what you got going on tonight? You got costume jewelry, you got silver, rings, bracelets. What you got going on tonight? Usually you have like a set idea on what you're doing. And you guys can get this stuff for a steal. It's kind of cool. You can just go in and you bid. Just make sure she has your information so that she can bill you when the auction is over. Okay, so we're going to pin these together. I'm going to pin this one here on this side. All of the above, and it's a charity. Oh, we're doing Amy's Closet today. You don't need to. So make sure you check out Donna. She's going to be over on her Facebook page at Sun and Moon Jewelry Market. If you're not already joined, you will have to ask to join, and I'm sure they'll be looking out for you. So if you're not already on there, oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Here we go. There we go. All right. You don't need to. All right, let's snip these apart. I promise you guys, we are literally almost done with all 10 of these blocks. Okay, so I should have 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. That is correct. All right, we're going to pull over the other iron because it's a little bit bigger. And my bigger ironing board. And we're going to flip this over. Oh, it turned off. All right, well, while we're waiting for that to get a little bit warmer, I can bring over, sorry, normally I would just run it across there. Bring over my little one and work on it. There. Okay, now we're going to take the last piece. Let me see if I can find the end. There we go. Okay. So for these to go together, you need to make that 4 connection right here. So you have, this is your D fabric, your A fabric, your D fabric, and then it's going to keep going. D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, and back up to D. Okay? So we're going to take this piece and we're going to flip it over and start pinning it together. now we're just clip these apart. Oh, hey, Miss June. Why didn't you say something sooner? I didn't even get to greet you. You gotta make sure you say hello so I can greet you. I love it when you're on. Okay. And here we go. Okay, so this one I think I'm going to do it just the same way. Keep them all going in the same direction. All right, so we're going to do just a couple of these. And then we'll sign off for the night because we don't have to watch me iron out all these. I mean, you kind of get the gist, right? Okay, so basically you're going to iron out all the rest. And in the end, once you have got them all ironed, they should look just like this. You should have an A in each corner, a C in each corner, with an A making a plus sign, and then the D being in the inside corners. And of course your B's and C's all over the place. But it should basically look like this. And there you go. That is the order they should be in. There's all your A's, all your B's, C's, and then D's. You should have 10 of these blocks, and if you do it in the chain piecing method, you should be able to get through all of these really in no time. And if you did it with me, then you're good. You're golden. And yes, Miss June said her daughter was driving. Yay! Now I don't have to feel guilty. All right, guys. It has been a wonderful day to get to spend with you. I'm so glad we did. If you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. Here, let me go ahead and sorry, my hair looks, I'm still experimenting with this new haircut. I can't figure out what to do to make it look right. But at least it's shiny. It's got some good color in it. It's a little frizzy, but okay. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can send me an email, send it through the Facebook as a message. So feel free to reach out if you need to. I am always here for you. This is the one block. It worked out very quickly. We did bite-sized pieces of it, and we were able to get all 10 made for this particular throw quilt. And as we go along, you're going to start seeing more and more of the quilt developing. And then, of course, I'll put a picture of it up on the back wall so you can see the whole thing. But not yet. Not yet. We still have a couple weeks to go. So we will be getting together next week, but we will not be getting together for Easter. I will be sending out the emails this afternoon so that you can go ahead and get started on those. For those of you who are purchasing them from my Etsy shop, which is srqquilter.etsy.com. Yes. Hang on. Make sure I got that right. Oh. Pretty sure that's it. srqquilter.etsy.com. If you're purchasing them from there, they will be available shortly after this replays on Facebook. I'll try to have it out as soon as I'm done with sending out my emails. It was a pleasure working with you today. I am so grateful that you all showed up and pitched in and had conversations. I loved my conversations. You guys are amazing, and I love seeing what develops from the fabrics that you pick. Aw, thank you, Miss Jerry. I appreciate that because, I'm just never too sure about this hairstyle thing. For the longest time, I wore it cut, and then for even longer than that, I wore it very long. And so it was always trying to figure out, what to do to make it look okay without making me look old. We all want to stay young. Oh, thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Miss Jerry, for everybody for their time, for coming out here, sticking with me, hanging with me. I know sometimes it can get a little tedious, but I love this, and it is such a pleasure to be able to share what I love doing with you guys, whether it's my guild or Facebook or YouTube. It means a lot to me that you guys stick with me, and I want to thank you for that. And as we usually do, I want to make sure we end tonight in prayer. So if that's not your thing, don't worry. I have no qualms about you going ahead and turning it off right here. But I'm going to go ahead and start praying. So if you're ready, I am ready. Father, I just thank you for the opportunity to reach out to be a voice, Father. And I just thank you for all the privileges that you have given us to be able to reach out to others. And Father, right now, I just want to pray for those who are not well, Father, for sicknesses in their bodies, sicknesses in their joints, in places that are taking time to heal, Father. I ask you just right now to send a healing touch out to them, Father. Let them feel your warmth flow through their bodies so that they can get the relief that they so need, whether it's allergies right now or if it's that whole inner ear thing or heart problems or whatever it is, Father, whatever healing that they need, Father. I just ask you to reach out right now and let them feel your warmth and your healing touch. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Listen, if you have a need, if you are feeling it, feeling a need to be touched, there are so many churches in this community that would love to have you in their church. Reach out to someone. They will welcome you in. The churches are here for us, okay? So make sure you're in a church if you can possibly get to one. If not, there are plenty online, okay? I love my church. I love being able to reach out, and today I watched them online because I like to be ready for my live. But I also I just encourage you. Having a church family is as important as having a regular family. Enough of that. Okay, listen, thank you so much. I appreciate spending time with you today, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And if I don't see you next week, y'all have a happy Easter, okay? Hugs.